Hello everyone, this is Ask Joshy with Joshy Bites the Druid. We're going to go through one of the harder dungeons in the game, and I'm going to show off this Rabies Werewolf build that is the first one I tried in the open beta for Diablo 4. We've got Claw at 5 out of 5, attack speed increased by 10%, and Claw applies 63 poison damage over 6 seconds. Poison is the heavy emphasis for this build. Shred is also going to be 5 out of 5 with the augments of gaining 30% attack speed and heals for 2% of your max life if an enemy is struck. Then Shred's third combo attack is larger and applies an additional 245 poisoning damage over 5 seconds. We took 1 point into Cyclone Armor just to have it on the bar. It is sort of a get-out-of-jail-free card. If you get surrounded, it knocks enemies back. The modifiers we took are enemies who are knocked back by Cyclone Armor are also slowed by 70% for 1.37 seconds. And enemies knocked back by Cyclone Armor become vulnerable for 3 seconds. We love applying vulnerable as a werewolf. We also took wolves as the companion because I'm a wolf, they're wolves. You know, there's like a special pack mentality there, right? But basically they just bite stuff, and then every once in a while I can have them focus an enemy, leap on them, and bite them some more. Not anything really special there. Rabies is really doing the heavy lifting in this build. We got an item contribution of 1 rank as well, so we're at 6 out of 5 Rabies. That's a lot of poisoning damage, and it spreads. So the bite on the target deals damage and applies hundreds of poison damage and spreads. The augments that we have also increase over the lifetime of the disease, dealing 30% bonus damage at max duration. So if they do happen to live longer, they will take more damage as a result. Natural rabies spread 100% faster so that you can kill packs a bit faster and just kind of cleave them down. And finally, for the ultimate, we took Lacerate. So that one, you know, it's a lot of damage. It's 10 dashes, 1928 damage. It's a werewolf skill. Hopefully we'll get some items or things that benefit werewolves, but I actually have not played this character much at 25, so we'll take a look at the gear. You can see I only have 2 legendaries. I did upgrade his weapon a bit just to make this a bit easier for us. But the only legendary aspects I have are, while you have a barrier active, there's a 26% chance to ignore incoming direct damage from distant enemies. I don't think I even have any barriers. Didn't even finish the main story for Vigo. Assimilation loop. This is a big one, though. This one is imprinted on a high-level ring because I got it pretty early on, and it's a crutch. It says you have 8% increased dodge chance versus enemies affected by dots. All the poison I do there. When you dodge, you gain 7 of your primary resource. So I'm using resource to gain dodge to gain resource, and that's why it's a loop, assimilation loop. It's clever. So we're going to poison a ton of stuff with our werewolf and our wolf buddies, and we start just by spitting rabies on them. Here I'm just going to spit rabies. You can see kind of the damage it's doing on these other targets that I haven't hit yet. That's the wolf leap. And then, yeah, now we can show the full potential while I'm also clawing and swiping, and we basically just tear through stuff. And if I ever get in trouble, we hit triangle for the Cyclone Armor pushback. There's Lacerate. You see the big circle around, and he just kind of disappears for a few seconds. So anytime I dodge, it's refilling my resource, and because I have multiple poison targets, I actually am curious about if my dodge goes up per target, because as you can see, I'm dodging a lot. I'm dodging a whole lot. I feel like the ring's math might be wrong. I'm not even kidding, because some bosses were just trivial. So I'm going to open stats, clear this item stuff. Okay. Dodge chance is what I want to have up. Dodge chance is in here somewhere. 1.6%. So it's kind of awkward. I can't actually keep it up while running around, can I? Let me... Okay, I can if I do it this way. So let's... So dodge chance... It still only says 1.6%. So the tooltip doesn't actually change when we have dotted enemies. Because it's still only granting dodge percent against those targets. Not everyone. And here's Butcher! I'm not sure what my computer just did, but it made a sound, and there's a Butcher here, so we're going to test this dodge theory of mine to see if it's actually busted. I'm just gonna sit here and try to tank him. Cyclone armor to get vulnerable. Rabies again. Pounce. It's actually good that we have Rabies on him because it'll spread. And this might take a while. I only ran out of spirit there at the end. As long as he's hitting me, I'm gaining spirit and dodging. Do you see this? It's like a ridiculous amount of dodge. I have to feel like this is more than 8% more. Like... it's a little absurd. So every dodge that I get is filling my resource to swipe more. I apply some vulnerable. My wolves seem to be dead. I'm going to use my ult here. And see how hard he hits those pets? He's not hitting me like that. And he actually killed my wolves, but I think they'll just come back. I don't know what's happening with the computer there. I think it is my controller is slightly loose in the USB, and it's very annoying, but that's all it is. I just have to live with it for now. Because I want to kill this butcher and demonstrate how broken this dodge ring is. Has he hit us yet? I don't think he's hit us yet. I feel like that might be a bug. Like, it's just too good, right? But at least we got the video evidence here. I don't want to jinx it, but it's looking pretty ridiculous. Go ahead and use our ult again. And it seems like as long as I have poison on him, that he's just unable to hit me. Get vulnerable on him again. And I'm literally just holding down circle because I'm gathering so much spirit from him missing me. I'm barely even using my my basic attack.
I'm not ready yet.
And we will eventually get him down this way. Get vulnerable again. With the cyclone armor. Here's one more rabies for the road. Is he actually out healing me without the wolves there? No, it doesn't seem that way. Alright. And we just killed the butcher without taking any damage. So, again, that appears to be purely because of this one aspect. You have 8% increased dodge chance versus enemies affected by dots. When you dodge, you gain primary resource. That seemed to be 100% to me. I don't know about you. It looked a little silly. I guess we'll go ahead and do the rest of the dungeon, but you basically got the gist at this point. And we got my first butcher kill, not gonna lie. That was only the second time that I saw the butcher in the entire open beta, both weekends. And we just myrtleized him. There was no threat, because I'm unsure if this item is working properly. The first time I met him, I was on a level 19 hardcore necromancer, and I got him to about 50%. Unlucky that I was not quite level 20 for the improved potions yet, and he just appeared in the dungeon that I was in before I could hit 20 and get my next tier of potions. But again, yeah, we're just trying to test the limits of this dodge ability while my lovely wolves go do whatever they want to do. And it seems that as long as I have something poisoned, I'm just never dying. Not the fastest, not the flashiest, but the Rabies Werewolf. So far unkillable. Oh yeah, keep going there. This is one of the harder dungeons, I will say as well. It is the Impaler's Delve. It's the dungeon that unlocks when you liberate Malnock, the stronghold. Oh.
I do not have enough spirit.
I should have applied vulnerable before using that. That was my mistake.
Not ready yet.
But again, now we have him cornered. I should just be dodging everything. Whether it's intended or not, that's what's happening. That Rabies, I just pointed at him, actually used the ability, but was out of range, so that was also a little mistake.
I'm not ready
You should
yet.
be aware of. Here's a Rabies. And that should start spreading everywhere. Yep. We'll go ahead and apply Vulnerable as well. And you'll see my wolves, actually, if they die, I don't even resummon them. They just naturally come back at some point. And I let the Rabies poison kind of do its thing. I let the wolves do their thing. And I just focus on elites. There's Rabies again. And boom goes the
I
dynamite.
must wait a moment.
I still kind of can't believe that we killed that butcher. I forgot to look at the axe. It is a legendary axe, but it's a one-hander. Deal 28% increased damage while you have a barrier active. I don't have barriers, man! Why does everyone want me to have barriers? This shaman's just watching this whole flock die? That's pretty rude of him. There you go. When you do vulnerable and then the ult, much cleaner. And this is the last sacrificial flesh. We'll go ahead and give it Rabies. And it should spread to everything. And you see everyone turn green. Give vulnerable again to everything so that the wolves can have fun chomping. Spread Rabies again. And now we have a boss.
Not ready yet.
The Druidic Spirit offering I used to think was like an instant resource fill, but it's actually for something in a later act that we can't actually access yet. It says something about a location that we can't actually go to, so just don't worry about those things for now.
I must wait a moment.
We're gonna go toward here. We're trying to recover a hammer of some sort. Here I just blew everything at once for funsies. Tempest is a pretty neat affix, actually. I like seeing that one. It's kind of rare. I honestly can't believe that only the second butcher that I've seen happened in this dungeon while trying to demonstrate the Druid abilities. Pretty cool. I'm glad that I also beat him, because I did not the first time. Yeah, so this is Rabies doing its job. Excellent work with the Rabies here, because it's just spreading to even the new guys who show up.
I must wait a moment.
And you can see just the whole room getting rabid. And these elites actually are one of the harder packs, but again, I'm just dodging everything because everything is poisoned all the time.
I must wait a moment.
Let's go finish it up. If there's a boss here, we'll probably do the same thing we did to Butcher. Which is just let him try to hit us. Got a protection shrine as well. We'll do the vulnerable combo here.
I'm not ready.
We got Rabies going. I'm generating so much resource that I'm like almost never using my basic attack. Again, just want to point that out. And the Rabies are spreading. I think this is the best Druid build, but I also haven't really played much of the other ones. I've just seen a lot of complaining about how Druid is weak, and I didn't die. Like, I just did not die on this wolf, and I don't know if it's because that legendary is busted or because I'm so amazing. Probably because the legendary is busted, but, you know, we don't need to tell everyone about that, necessarily. So there's a quest item here. What is this? Ah, Impaled Champion. There's the maul we were looking for. We did not complete the dungeon. We might as well do that. I'm not sure what exactly... It says destroy the ice barrier, so... If this is it, then we can just do that. Yep. Spread some rabies as we do. And use our ultimate. Chop them up. It's pretty fun, right? I think this is a pretty fun build. Hope you also enjoyed it. We had a little cameo from the butcher, and now we're gonna go... Oh man, I'm not hurt, so I can't drink a potion, so I can't refill my resource, but that's okay, because we're gonna get a bunch. Alright, so we immediately rabies him, we immediately get the vulnerable on him, and now we try to do the dodge technique, basically. If he ever poisons me, I move out of it and continue. Another rabies bite coming. And max resource, so I'm just holding down swipe. Make him vulnerable for the puppies. I'm also gaining health. Use our ult again. So it's slow and steady wins the race. It's not flashy again, but it does the job. And Khazra Abomination is normally very, very difficult for melee. Try this on your barb. Tell me what you think. So now my main curiosity is, if the item is busted, is it only busted for poison? Is it only busted for rabies? Is it only busted for the combination of poisons that I'm doing? Because all of my attacks grant poison, you know? I really want to know the reason that I seem to be untouchable with just one legendary aspect kind of carrying the load here. But we're going to vulnerable and ult again. I'm going to rabies, do a lunge, and he's going to be dead in just a moment. So that pretty much wraps up the Rabies Werewolf build. Again, he did not really hurt me at all except for the poison puddles I was standing in, so demonstration complete. We picked up all these rares and this axe, which I was not able to use, but will, of course, stash and perhaps have a future use for. So thank you very much for checking out the Rabies Werewolf build. I hope that you'll join me in the future for more Diablo 4 videos. If you liked the video, you should like and subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye!
Oak be with you.